What's going on, guys? It's Tony, Urban Girl Scout Media, living the dream as always. And, well, while we are living this uncertain life, I thought it would be fun to envision really what's going to happen with some of the things we love or we're used to entertaining us once we go back to normal. And today's topic is going to be about the NBA. For those of you who follow the channel, you know I am an avid NBA fan. I fucking love it with my entire heart. So it hurts me that we don't have basketball right now. March Madness, probably my favorite time of year. In terms of just, it's the start of March Madness leads into NBA playoffs really seamlessly because the games start mattering more. And it's just weird. It really is. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. So I've been thinking a lot because sports radio is struggling, but they've talked about as well. What could we do, or what would you do if you were the person to make the decision on, let's say the NBA is able to return at the end of June, or at the end of May, beginning of June. Let's just hypothetical. That's what we're gonna shoot for. So what would you do to get it back up and running to make the best use of this season so it's not a complete loss? Well, here's my idea. First, when you know the week that you're going to start, you have mandatory team practice and meetings the week before. This gives teams a chance to get back together, do some workouts, some practice, whatever. I know a week is short, but hopefully NBA players are doing stuff to try and stay in some sort of physical activity. Next, I think you have 10 regular season games every other night, so no back-to-backs, and it should be 5 at home, 5 on the road. Now, unfortunately, you won't be able to play every single team. I think you should keep it within conference play only, and really start with division and then whoever's close. Or I guess if you really want to get creative, you could say based on what the standings are, what games would have the most impact. That would be another thing you could do. But again, within conference play only. So that right there, the first week, and then, about 20 days of basketball. That's about a month. So we're looking at about a month of the month of June, give or take, is going to go to this, and then really the 3-day break that I suggest between the end of the regular season and the beginning of the postseason playoffs. Now the playoffs, NBA playoffs are weird because we all complain about how long they are, the series, things like that, but it's one of the only sports where the cream of the crop should rise if you're doing these best of series. Like a one and done is very dangerous. So I didn't want to do that. What I do think we should do is first round, best of 5. But I do believe, because that would still be, it's going to be about a week if you do every other game. A week to just a day or two after a week. And I think you can go to best of 7 from there. Now, if you really wanted to extend the best of 5 into the second round, you could. That would cut a couple of days off. But in all honesty, with this proposed plan, you're looking at, if we started basketball, that week of team meetings is the last week of May. The month of June is regular season, 3-day break, and at least a game or two of the first round. And then that leaves you July and August to finish up. So I know that's still a pretty lengthy schedule. It's about 2.5, 3 months of basketball. But I think that's pretty good. I really do. I think that's really good basketball, and I think that'll get people back into the spirit of the game, and it'll really help us. Because let's be honest, even when things start to go back to normal, I think there's still going to be a fear to go back out and do things. So we have to kind of connect again as a community. But if you're looking at it let's say you're looking at it, trying to do the math here real quick. So 21, let's say you had all 7 rounds, or all best of 7s go the full length, and you win the finals. That's 21. First round goes the length, so you're at 26 plus the 10 games. So you're talking about 36 games from potentially from the beginning of June to the end of August. That's about worst case scenario if you're a team, if you're a player that plays all 10 games, which hopefully if something like this happens, players won't do this load management bullshit. Kawhi. Sorry. But yeah, that's not really a lot of games. That's not really terrible when you think about how it's stretched out over that time frame. And you could even go down to, I think, 8 regular season games, because I think every division you could have, really, you could just do 1 home and 1 away against every team in your division. That gives you, should be about 8 games for every team, and just leave it at that. So we'll see what happens. Again, just an idea I had. Didn't mean to ramble so much, but as I started talking this out, I started thinking more and more about some things. Thank you guys so much for listening, and tell me what you guys think below. Of course, while you're home enjoying this seclusion, we'll call it, share my videos. Help me out. You ain't doing anything else.